Right, so welcome guys to You Were Born Rich online mastermind group. Really excited to get this one going. Big chapter. Now obviously unfortunately it's just me tonight. I had to make it a Friday night, which probably isn't the best day for all of you. Something came up for me yesterday which I couldn't get out of, unfortunately. But you know, from now on it should be a Thursday. I'll try and get you all involved. But I'm excited enough about this to be able to do it on my own, honestly. It's a big chapter, and it's a real big turning point in this, and you start to realise how far we've come already as we're going through this chapter, and you'll really see as it unfolds. Sorry about my voice. I had a bit of a sore throat recently, done a lot of direct sales, so I've been talking to about 500 people every day. So it's taking a bit of a toll on my old voice box, but I'll do the best we can. I'm sure you can hear me anyway, just a bit raspy. But yeah, straight into it, guys. Last chapter. Obviously, it is just me, so it's hard to find out how you guys have found and implemented the ideas of let go and let God. But for me, it was about the faith. Believing that what I'm doing now is really helping me to get to where I need to be, and not forcing it too much. Just knowing, right, okay, what I'm doing now is really moving me towards my goal, and that is that's basically the essence of it. I mean, obviously there are a few things as well that we've picked up on, and activities that I've used as well in the summary here of letting go and letting God. You know, having your statement, I'm so happy and grateful now that. Now this can be in, well, it should be in two parts. One, goal card. Have a little card that you carry around with you that says, you know, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have ... 100 clients, I have 10 clients, I'm earning a certain amount of money, I'm doing a certain thing, I've become a certain thing. And then have a summary of yourself, of your entire life. Now, this is where a lot of people do fall down into a couple of traps here. Now, people will, and I did it at the beginning as well, completely did myself, and you know, I'd write my goals, my career, my business, where I want to be specifically, and that was it. Now, I'd be so focused on my business that I'd be not giving my girlfriend attention enough. I wouldn't be speaking to my friends enough. I wouldn't be going to the gym as often. I wouldn't be eating right as much. A few other things just started to slip because I didn't have enough time for them, you see. I didn't make enough time for them. Now, this happened because I was so focused on my one goal that the rest of them kind of just got overshadowed. So now when you write your statement, it needs to have balance. Now, when I write my goals, I write them in all aspects of my life. You know, you got to have, you know, obviously your business, career, finances, and your contribution. What are you going to give back? Doesn't have to be money, could just be time. Social life, relationships, family life, happiness. You know, meditation could be one of them. Nutrition, fitness. There's a lot of areas, and all these areas combined, you get the balance. Now, now, I know it's going to be hard, but if you just have goals in all areas of your life where you're working towards, trying to better yourself, better your relationships, trying to better your family life, trying to build a stronger social circle, it all supports each other. And it makes it easier, even though you're doing more things. Because I'm trying to build a business, just a business, I'm on my own. I'm focused on myself, I've got my own ideas to think about, and that's it. Now, if I have a strong social circle, I'm building my business, I'm getting ideas from different people, I've got support there, I can relax with them. If my diet's in tune, I've got more capacity to learn, I've got more energy to learn. If my family life is intact, more support, less stress, more help. My meditation's intact, I'm more relaxed, more aware, more alert. If my, you know, it all leads, my fitness is there, I've got more energy, it all links to each other. Personal development, where I'm learning personal development, how much books I'm reading, I'm taking, you know, everything. So you want to have a statement written out, a few pages of your life. Now this is your blueprint for your life. So take as much time as you want, take a few hours. These few hours are going to, you know, and this is when I write every 2 months, 3 months maybe max. And then I write it down in good detail of where I want to be in the next couple of years. I'll write a small one for the next few months. or I'll write one for a 100-day goal, I'll have one for next year, I'll have one for 3 years, I'll have one for 5 years, in different areas, different stages where I'm thinking I'm going to go. And then you can make plans on how to get there. And when you put it into your present tense, it makes your subconscious believe that you've already achieved it. Doesn't know the difference between right and wrong, real or not real, big or little. That's why we get scared at movies. We know they're not real, but we still get scared at them. Makes sense. So have that. Things to help you relax with Let Go and Let God, because you need that downtime. You need that DMN to work, the default mode network. We went into that, that's where we get the ideas in the shower, we'll go out for walks. So you need to have that relaxing mode where you get your subconscious really engaged. I mean, I use yoga, I have breathing techniques I use, meditation. Find what helps you to take the time to switch off. Because if you're thinking about an idea so much, you're probably just making it worse for yourself. That's why when people, cram before tests and sit and look at a page for an hour and they're not taking anything in, it's probably not the best for them. They don't really learn as much because just looking at a page. But if you take little steps and relax and take half an hour off and then look back at it, you can learn a lot more. Taking a lot more. And have faith that you're going to succeed. Now, expect an abundance. Big, big chapter, guys, this one. Now, this is one of my favourites. And I really learnt a lot from this. And when I was moved back to the chapters, this is one of the bigger ones for me. It's a really big one, and it really helps me put things in perspective, where I want to be, where I'm going, and what I've already got for myself here as well. But realistically, guys, you need to start asking yourself these questions. What have you done so far to change the results that you have in your life? Now, it's been about 5 or 6 weeks in this course, and this is the 6th week now. And we're almost halfway through. Just halfway through. What have you done? What steps have you taken from this? They're going to have the results that you want to get in your life. Because I'm not saying this because it's my stuff. I'm not saying it because it's my subject matter. I'm saying it because it's Bob Proctor's stuff and stuff that he's learned from all different people all over the world over his entire life. Now, if you implement this stuff into your life, you're going to take away a lot of information. You're going to learn and become and grow to the person you need to be. But to learn, you need to do. You need to have action. You need to take steps. You need to write your goal cards out. You need to have your affirmations done. You need to be repeating the ideas. You need to be implementing the ideas. You need to be telling people, visualizing, and working on this. Because this is why we signed up. This is why we're moving forward with it. Because you need to start having the results. And if the answer is not very much, or you're just starting to think about it now, you must go back over and read the first chapters again. Implement the ideas and do them. Because these few ideas are going to implement your life massively. It's like a snowball effect. Once they start taking hold, they'll just run their own. They'll just build and build and build. Reading and listening isn't necessarily learning. You need to implement them to really get results. Now, expectation is a mindset. An attitude of positive expectation is a mark of a superior personality, and that's what you need to do. Expect to achieve everything that you want to achieve, because you can. And it's just one of them things that we all should believe in ourselves with these goals. Nothing's out of our grasp, and it's all in your mind, because you can achieve anything. And we'll move into that forward. But I'll start off, before we get into nitty-gritty, I'll go into a few things about how to learn. Now, I'm not doing this to go off subject or anything, but once you know how to learn how to do things, then it makes it easier to do the things. But first you need to know how to. If I just say, I'm going to learn a new language, and I just start looking at foreign words, it ain't going to come in very easily. I'm not going to learn very quickly. If I say I learn a new language, figure out techniques and how to do it, who to be around, what words work well, what phrases work well to start me off, I'm going to learn a lot quicker. Learning how to learn is the key. You can't just throw yourself into something and expect to learn it. How do you learn maths, English and science? Would you read a chapter or lesson once, then move on to the next chapter and be comfortable knowing information? Or it'll take a lot of work, revising each chapter, module, lesson, and rewriting and practicing all the information for you to truly understand the ideas, using mind maps, going through the folders, different chapters, circling, highlighting, revising. And even then, you still need to refresh every now and again to keep on top of things. You know, something for me, I used to play a lot of pool, lot of pool, mainly because I was in the pub. I will digress. You know, a 17, 18-year-old guy, you'd go to the pub quite a lot, drink the beers with the guys. But I played a lot of pool. I got to a point where I really started to enjoy it. My grandparents had a pool table in their house, which I started playing on when I was about 17, and I was terrible at pool. I couldn't even hit the white ball, and that's the one you're supposed to hit to start to hit another ball. So I wasn't very good to start off with, for sure. But I liked it. I liked playing. Playing at my grandparents' house. They used to beat me every time, which is not funny because they're all so amazing at pool. They won't mind me saying. They've got trophies on the walls and everything for how good at pool, you know, for trophy competitions at pool. So they're amazing. But when I got to a point where I could beat them, then I started to get better and better. And I was playing, you know, 2, 3, 5, 6 hours a day sometimes at pool. Just practicing breaks, shooting, playing against people. Every day. I loved it. Still do. Great game. But I still need to practice it to get better. World-class athletes need to practice every day to keep on top, to keep on form. Cooking. I'm a chef for 8 years. I've worked in some really high-class restaurants under a lot of work and a lot of pressure. But I still need to practice and learn and go over old recipes and keep doing the same things because I forget things. We're only human. So when you're learning these skills from these chapters, you need to go back over. Don't think that once you finish making money or how much is enough or the image maker or let go and let God, that's it. You need to revise and go over again. This is the beginning. Literally the beginning. And this is what these recordings are for. These calls are for that. Specifically to learn and to implement the ideas. Now, you need to really just have a folder, a mastermind folder. The more you put in, the more you're going to get out. Another MJ, you're having great results. Because a lot of the stuff you've actually been learning, you've already been doing yourself. But I can tell that you've really moved forward a lot of these things. And you've really started to go forward your affirmations with a lot of the implementation ideas of having faith. And some of the things I've noticed since we've been talking, you know, you've been every session since, apart from this one. And you know, I can really sense that your vibration is moving higher and you're moving really fast toward where you need to be. And you're getting excited about it because you're really learning about it and you're really going in deep with these ideas and you're learning and going over them and you're practicing them, implementing them and taking the action steps. It's what you all need to start doing and you all need to continue doing. Like I say, reading books. I used to read books all the time. But someone who's usually spent their entire lives writing a book, learning a specific area of expertise, then a further few years figuring out how to put it into an understandable way in the book, audio, or video. If you read it once fully, if you truly learn the information, this is why it sounds like a strange question, but I used to read a book and put it down and get another one. Still do sometimes. It's a really recent revelation for me to do this. But you wouldn't read a maths book or a German book or an English book once and then think you know maths. You'd go over and over and over again to make sure you have learned it. Now, I'm not talking about Harry Potter books here. I'm talking about like self-development books, personal growth, finances, building businesses, sales books, how to better yourself, personal growth, personal development, and read it over and over again. People like Bob Proctor and Tony Robbins, Jack Canfield, John Canary, they're taking their entire life of learning and putting it into a couple of hundred pages, 300-400 pages maybe. It takes Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. You got to learn it and go over and over and over and implement the ideas because there's such vast amounts of information in there. All you got to do is get 5 good books and you're set for life. Honestly, that's what I'm doing now. Getting 5 books, which I've got already, just going over and over and over again for the next year. I plan to read these 5 books. And once I've learned, because these 5 people are hugely successful, so why do I need any more? And once I started to implement the ideas completely, then I'm going to be happy that I've learned the stuff. And our results will prove that. It takes diligence, a good work ethic, repetition, implementation to get the benefits of it. Learning is easy. Learning is simple. All it takes is focus, repetition, and implementation. Take the action steps to do it. Once you understand how to learn, you can do anything. And this is why we're going over this a little bit, because it's so powerful. And this is the key to learning and to how to understand these concepts and ideas. Because sometimes it can be a bit tough. But so is learning to ride a bike and learning to learn a new language and learning to spell the first time. Now, just a little sidetrack as well. Thomas Edison used to learn one of the techniques he used, which I've used for sleeping. He'd sit in a chair, like he is now. That is him, by the way. In case you wondering who they got, it's not my granddad. It's actually Edison. He'd hold ball bearings in his hand, sat in his chair, and he would think about an idea that he wants to implement or move forward with in a very relaxed way. You know, I want to do this. And I want to do it for a big idea. And it just in a very relaxed way to think about it. And he'd hold the ball bearings and it'd relax to a point where he'd be almost asleep. And then when he did just reach the point of being almost asleep, his hand would relax and drop the ball bearings and wake him up. And then that would be really engaging his subconscious mind. Because the last thing he was thinking about consciously was his ideas. And then he disengaged a lot of his conscious thoughts. I hope you're still with me in this one. He disengaged a lot of his conscious thought and allowed his subconscious to take over, which is a lot more powerful. And then he'd wake up and then he'd just find the ideas and be like, oh, fresh again. Because all the ideas in his subconscious have come back to light. This is why going for long walks or having a shower is good, because your conscious mind can shut off a lot. We know how to walk. We know how to get in the shower and to wash and to brush our teeth. So our conscious mind can shut off quite a lot, which is where we get a lot of the ideas from. And that's what he did. And I do that for sleeping as well. If I was working a 16-hour shift in the kitchen and I was exhausted after like 5 days in a row. I mean, some days I was working 120-hour weeks. So you'd get crazy hours. So I'd have like a little break for half an hour. I'd have a sandwich and I'd lay down. I'd have like a spoon or a fork in my hand. I'd aim it over the plate. I'd be laying in bed and I'd close my eyes and fall asleep. Up to the point where I was just falling asleep, I'd obviously drop the fork onto the plate and it'd wake me up. But then I'd be fully awake because your mind had enough ability to completely shut off. And then you're fresh again. And it's like having a snooze. And it only takes 2 minutes to do, so it's a really cool thing, which I learn and I use every now and again when I'm really tired. But yeah, for learning as well, it works, because it makes sense because you're shutting off your conscious mind. You're allowing your subconscious thoughts and ideas, which is basically the most powerful supercomputer in the world. It's all of our thoughts and ideas of our entire lives. And especially if you're thinking about an idea of your business and your growth, it's thinking about all the business growth ideas that it's thought about ever heard of. So then when you wake up, it's all fresh in your mind. The Pomodoro technique, these are just practical tips you guys can implement. Something I use for working. So I'll set 25 minutes on a timer, uninterrupted work, and if I'm going to focus on messaging clients, I'm going to focus on emailing people, if I'm going to focus on meditation, reading a book, working on webinars, working on my website, anything. I'll set a timer, 25 minutes, and just do completely that and think of nothing else, no breaks, just 25 minutes of that, and then I'll have a 5-minute break, do something else, go for a little walk around the house, clean my room up a little bit, and it's really powerful. And go on to your next step. It's great if you've got multiple tasks, a lot to get done. It makes you really rush. If I've got 10 tasks to do in a day, I know I've got 10 things to do, I'll just start doing them. I'll be a little bit more relaxed. I'll get a couple of things done in the morning. I'll go to the gym, get a bite to eat for lunch, come back home, do a couple more things, have a coffee, do a couple more things, have dinner, be quite tired, probably just do one more thing, watch a movie and go to sleep. But if I've got these 25 minutes of uninterrupted work, I'll be like, right, I've got 25 minutes of this. Boom, do it. Half an hour. I've got 5 hours of work to do. I'll do 2.5 hours in the morning, 2.5 hours in the afternoon, and and if I don't do it in that half an hour, then it's it's on to the next job, no matter what. And it's a really cool way. A lot of people use this in business. I've heard it bounced around a lot of times. Just gives you a lot of focus, and it really allows you to really switch on and engage in the activity you're doing physically. Instead of just being distracted too easily, you're just like, right, I've got 25 minutes, I've got to really get this work done, and you really push forward. I mean, if you've got one big task to get done, it helps because you can have a little breaks as well. You can switch off. Even if you're ready, even if you want to work on, have a break, and it gives you a chance just to refresh. Like, oh, okay, cool. Have a coffee, sit down, wander around, clean your room, switch off, and your mind starts thinking. So when you go back into it, you go into it fresh. And now, how can I find more abundance in my life? I love this picture. How can I find more abundance in my life? Or in your life? You should be asking questions. You should be asking this question to yourself. Now, one way I use is gratitude. Now, gratitude is so powerful. So powerful. It's not happiness that brings us gratitude. It's gratitude that brings us happiness. So true. Now, this is something that I've really found very powerful. And, it brings me abundance. So it resonates with this chapter very well. I think of 3 things in the morning that I'm really grateful for that day. One of them is a very simple thing, like the wind on my face or the sun's out. But 3 things I'm grateful for. Could be that I'm really happy that I had the energy to wake up this morning and get my meditation done, have a green juice, and be really focused towards my work. Could be a few things, I could be just thinking 3 things. And it sets me off. It's why I ask you guys, and like when we start the calls, what are some successes you've had this week? It gets you into success mode. It gets you searching for the successes. Same with gratitude. Once you start searching for the gratitude in your life, the things that you're grateful for, you start finding more of them. And then funnily enough, as we start growing our businesses and people, as we are all in early stages of this, we'll start to really appreciate everything that we've got. And that's where we get happiness. That's why a lot of burnouts don't happen when you've got gratitude. Because you really appreciate what you've got. In every sense of the word, you appreciate that someone smiled at you, you appreciate that you got nice clothes, you appreciate that you're drinking a nice glass of water, that you've got clean water to drink. Gratitude for everything. It's a very powerful way to have abundance in your life, being grateful for the things that you've got. And yeah, you want more, but when you get more, you're grateful for that as well. That makes sense for you guys. Jack Canfield, one of my all-time fave guys. Brilliant book. Chicken Soup for the Soul and Success Principles. Both excellent books. Very, very great guy. He's on The Secret, the film. With Bob Proctor. Very, very good. Gratitude is an open door to abundance. Fantastic. By simply focusing your thoughts and attention on the abundance that's already present in your life, you will literally shift your energy to a positive vibration that will automatically and effortlessly attract even more to be grateful for. You just start seeing more to be happy about. Very, very true, very powerful, and I think it resonates very well with this chapter. Whatever you expect, you attract. And I think you'd all agree that with me as well. And it's so true for me. Whatever you do expect in your life, you're going to get. If you expect to fail, you're going to fail. If you expect to succeed, you're going to succeed. If there's that doubt, I want to succeed. It's not wanting to succeed, isn't expecting. That's hoping. You got to expect it. And it's tough, but you got to do it. You got to really expect it. Before you write a goal down, you got to have the expectation there. Now, back to Born Rich, the light bulb. The couple that moved into the village. They were new to the village, new to the idea of electricity, never seen a light bulb in their life. Just used to living in, when it got night time, it was night time for them. That was it. They were introduced to the light bulb, this little bulb that could light up the room. They were amazed by it. Unbelievable. Can you imagine that? Imagine that having light and then someone's one thing, it illuminates your life, literally. And then a few months later, having this one that's 10 times more powerful than that one. It actually literally illuminates the full house. This brightness, it's like being daytime inside, and it's night. Can you imagine how strange that would be for yourself? Very, very cool. And, you know, we all have these things in our lives that we still have now. Internet. Do you remember when there used to be dial-up internet? When you couldn't have, you know, nobody could call the house if you're on the internet because you'd just be through to the dial-up. Hilarious. And then we got mobile phones, broadband, 3G, 4G. Now we can literally watch movies and down unlimited internet, stream movies instantly online, watch them as we're holding our thing in our hand. It's, you know, unbelievable. But the first time I had internet, it was like, oh my god, internet's so powerful. Took forever to load, but it's still powerful. The energy was always there. We just put it into different things that allow it to be stronger and more available. Mobile phones. Remember those Nokia 3310s? They used to have Snake on, the best thing ever. You know, they were the be all and end all of mobile phones. They were the technology. It's like £100 for a Nokia 3310. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Lasted about 6 days power. You know, if you're using it constantly, it lasted about 3 days. Like 6 days, sorry. Make as much calls and texts as you want. Spend like £10. £10 top-ups. Lasted you a month at least. Unless I had loads of friends. But even still, you know, it lasted a long time. A £10 top-up. And now I've got iPhones, Samsungs and everything. You know, it's off the hook. It's like a little computer in your hand. Computers, you know, it's MacBooks and everything's unbelievable. Available to everyone. MP3 players. I remember them when I used to hold like 8 songs on an MP3 player. And then before that, there was CD players. I remember having CD players and going to school. There's like one with CD. And then before that, radio, record players, tape players. You know, crazy, crazy, crazy. And now we've got iPods and MP3s that can have as much music as you walk around the entire planet with and never hear the same song twice. They're that big, and there's still the palm of your hand. The energy was always there, and it always is there. We just had to find it and put it into a physical manifestation to allow us to see it. I hope this is really making sense and starting to resonate with you through your life, because, you know, this is a gorgeous picture of a hunk, which is me, and electricity. The potential of electricity is incredible. It is and always will be there. The bigger light bulb just allowed that electricity to have more capacity to the light. It was always there. There's always enough electricity. They were just given a bigger instrument, a bigger bulb to shine. Now we have an incredible potential. It always is and always will be inside us. Now the bigger our thinking, now this is the weird thinking, the bigger our thinking and thoughts are, the more capacity we will have for our ideas, thoughts, and therefore our results. Just build a bigger light bulb for yourself. And this is why it's essential to write your goals as if you'd already achieved them. You know, your subconscious mind, it programs it to expect to achieve your goals. It thinks it already has. It doesn't know what a lot or a little is. You have to give it specifics. But once you write it in the present tense, you start working towards it because you believe you've already achieved it. That's why, like I say, when you're watching a movie and you get scared, you know it's not real, but you can't really, your subconscious doesn't know that. It's still trying to protect you and making you feel like you're scared and you get goosebumps and you're crying, or you're getting, you know, watching a romantic film and you're getting loved up. Same thing, but you just imagine your life the way you want it to be. Make your own movie in your head and make it specific to what you want. Desire and expectation equals success. And have you fully established what you want? This is a big question because, you know, even I haven't fully established it. I've done areas, definitely. But it's a very big thing, this, because if you, like I said, I'll read it anyway. You must turn your goals and dreams over to your subconscious mind through implementation, repetition, affirmations, visualization, positive thoughts and actions. I know that makes sense, because when you do something over and over and over again and get ready to do something and become something, you're going to go. When I go to the gym, I'll get my gloves ready, I'll get my workout ready, I'll get my muscles ready, I'll warm up properly, and I'll go and I'll work out. Same thing with life. That's why people decide to go on a diet after seeing themselves in the mirror. They're catching a bit of that back fat, and they think, oh man, I need to go on a diet. They start eating healthy instantly. It'll last about 3 days. Because they haven't really placed the idea firmly in their subconscious mind. They haven't got a big enough why. If they sat down and said to themselves, why do I need to lose weight? And spent a good hour or so figuring out the consequences of if they didn't, they'd probably last a lot longer than 3 days for sure, if not longer. And the more effort they put into the planning, I'm sure you'll agree with me, the more effort they put into the planning, the better they're going to get at the results, the longer they're going to last. And when they start seeing the change happen, feeling the more energy, they're going to stay a lot longer. And that's when you get people that have their massive trousers that are holding them out like clown trousers. They look at the weight I've lost, because they had that established in the subconscious mind of what they want. Now have this with your goals and your dreams as well, what you want to achieve in your day, in your weeks, and your lives. Our present state was created by our past thinking, who we are now, but our future state is determined by our current thinking, what we're doing right now. So what are you thinking about? Because wanting something is not enough. Chance here is a prepared mind. The more you practice, the luckier you become. And my granddad used to say a very similar thing to that. The more you practice, the luckier you become. Let go and let God. Have the faith that you're going to do it. But keep working towards it. But have faith that you can do it. And that you're going to achieve it no matter what. You need to know and to expect to achieve your aspiration and desires. It's like in the Born Rich, when the man from the newspaper asked a wealthy man when he became wealthy. Now, when did he become wealthy? You remember? He became wealthy when he was on a park bench, homeless. He'd planned in his mind how to become wealthy, and he'd created a wealth consciousness, which I spoke about before. The most powerful consciousness you can have. The consciousness of wealth. Before he even had the monetary, physical manifestation of money, he knew he had it, no matter what. He just needs to turn it into physical manifestation. So you can already be successful. You already are. I already am. All I need is clients to get there. All I need is money to get there, which I'm already working towards getting. It's already attracted towards me. So to keep doing it and doing what I'm doing, and I'm gonna become successful no matter what. It's impossible not to. It's inevitable. And that should be the same thing for your business and for yourself. You should know that you achieve it and you're going to be a certain thing or a certain place. For a fact. Because you are going to be. But everything has a gestation period. The law of gender. Our hopes and dreams need time to grow. You can't... Just because you're not achieved something just yet, doesn't mean you're not going to achieve it. Just because an oak tree isn't an oak tree within a year, doesn't mean it's never going to be one. It just needs time to grow. I mean, the better your foundation is, you can do something very quickly if you want to. Because we're human, we're not acorns, we're actually people. You can achieve a lot in a short space of time, but that depends on your foundation. How much of this stuff we're doing right now, how much planning we're doing right now, how much preparation, how much, goals we're writing, and the affirmations, the visualizations, meditation, planning, talking to people, build your well before you need it. and then you can get there a lot faster, but it still needs time to grow. You can't just expect to become a millionaire overnight. And if you were, you probably would not appreciate it anywhere. You'd probably spend it all because you wouldn't know what to do with it. Now this is one of the biggest questions, this is the biggest slide for me probably on the whole thing. Who you believe you are internally when no one is with you is who you're going to become. Because I could go around telling everyone I'm going to be a millionaire, but if deep down I don't really believe it, what's the point in telling everyone else? You've got to really believe who you are and what you're going to achieve fully. You're going to 100% know it. And how can you do this? You know, how can you have this mentality? Just by doing it, by saying it to yourself, by practicing through affirmations, repetition, visualization, telling yourself you're going to be successful and you are successful. The clients come to you from every aspect of your life. You never grow in abundance. You're already successful. You just need people to, you're just attracting the things towards yourself, and it's attracting to you thick and fast. You know it inside. You know 100%. Then that's when it happens. Because nothing's going to stop you. No criticism or anything's going to stop you because you know you're going to achieve it. What if you want something but you don't expect it? What if I want to become a millionaire by Christmas. Don't expect it though. Because obviously you're not going to expect it because, it's a crazy thing. But if you expect it completely, I'm going to become a millionaire by Christmas, you're going to work bloody hard for it. But if you don't, you're not going to work as hard for it, are you? If you expect to have 10 clients by the weekend, you are going to work your nuts off trying to get there. Because you expect to get 10 clients, you can do it. You're going to work really hard to get there. But if you think, I'm going to get 100 clients by the weekend, you probably give up after a little while because it's not realistic. You're going to expect it to get you results. And like I said, our potential is infinite. So your limitations are only limited by you. Our limiting beliefs literally are our own limiting beliefs. Wanting something is not enough. You must hunger for it. Your motivation must absolutely be compelling in order to overcome the obstacles that will invariably come your way. Les Brown, brilliant guy. We live in a world of abundance. There's more. There is enough and more of everything that we desire. Clients, money, excitement, women, men, fun, love, beaches, everything. For all these people in the middle slide, if you had 1% of that many people in your clients, you'd be rich. And that's just a small area of people. Money, there's much money in the world to go around. If you want something enough, nothing can stop you from achieving it. Nothing at all. So achieve everything you want to achieve. It's really powerful. This really resonates with me. Because you got to really believe it, and you got to really set yourself up for success through affirmation and through the earlier chapters. How much is enough? Image maker. Me and money. What it means to you. Because money's just a thing we can all relate to, but what I actually want. It's more like, me and relationships, me and business. What do you really want? And then going through the chapters, like going like God, having the faith. Expect the abundance, expect to achieve it. In great abundance. Spend time planning where you want to be specifically. Every night, plan your coming. This is what I do. This is a little thing for you guys. I don't have to do this, but it's what I do, and it really works. Every night, plan your coming day, what you want to achieve. Write a little list. Could be a long list, could be a short list, could be one thing, could be a million things. I want to meditate in the morning, I want to juice twice, I want to go to the gym in the morning, I want to write a plan for the next webinar, I want to speak to 10 people, I want to do blah blah blah, write it down and then just do them in the morning. Every week, plan what you're aiming to achieve by the end of the week. It just gives you something to look forward. Like, if by Thursday you haven't done anything, you've still got a chance to catch up. If by Thursday you've done everything we want to do, up to you. Have a little relax for the rest of the week. You've done what you needed to do. Instead of relaxing in the first half and then pushing yourself too much, plan a week so you can see what you need to do. That's how I do it. Every month, plan your next 100-day goals. And you don't necessarily have to write a new one, but just upgrade and make sure you're in line with where you want to be. Because you could be a lot faster towards where you need to be. If it's like your goal is to get 20 clients in 100 days, and you have 12 by the first month, you can probably upgrade it to 40 clients. You'll still be a push for sure, but you can upgrade your plan. And then every 3 months or so, figure out where you want to be in the next year, and then look back over your previous 100-day goals to see how far you've come. Now these are all just big parts of it, and every night you can spend 5-10 minutes doing this. Every week you spend about half an hour. Every month you spend about a couple of hours. Every 3 months you spend, for like a weekend, 5 or 6 hours to get where you need to be. It's like, literally 20 hours, like it's a full day every 3 months to figure out where you want to be in life in total. It's worth it for sure. It's what I do. Because time is precious, and if you're planning where you need to be, you're always focused. Think big, and you'll have big results. Shoot for the stars. If you fall short, you'll still reach the moon. When you've control over your thoughts, you'll have control over your life. Very powerful. Very, very powerful. Now, can you expect to become something without having any action? Doubt it. You gotta have the action, which is where it comes in these chapters, guys. You gotta really start moving forward and learning. Like this chapter, the way Bob explained this chapter for me is fantastic. I can listen to this chapter every day. It's a really good way. The way he explains things in this chapter, if you haven't listened to it, I really recommend listening to it. Very, very good chapter. We're spiritual beings, gifted with an intellect, living in physical bodies. Now, goals are ideas that come from the universal mind, become our thoughts, what we're thinking about, which in turn become our habits and our conditions, which become our actions, which turn into our results. Now, your action is a direct reflection of your expectation. That's by John Canary himself, my mentor. And it's totally true. What you expect is where your action comes from what you expect. So your thoughts create, what you're thinking about all the time, and then what you're actually expecting is in your subconscious mind, which is your habit and your conditions, your expectations. Once that's in there, you start having action, you start taking action to achieve the results you want to achieve. So the expectation is huge. The way to get expectations by thinking about it enough, through repetition, and I repeat this, ironically, a lot. Repetition and implementation of the ideas is huge, very powerful. Become a how-to person. That's what Bob Proctor goes through when he talks with with John and Pat, and they're moving into their own place. They wanted to get into a new house by Christmas. They stopped figuring out what's going to hold them back. They figured out what they needed to do. They figured out what house they wanted to get specifically. But then they started figuring out how to get there. Now they have a clear image of what you want and where you want to, of what you want And when you want it, figure out how am I going to get it. Become a how-to person. Muhammad Ali. Now this guy's great, the greatest of all time for me. You know, he expected that he was like, he had, I'm the greatest. That was one of his famous things. I'm the greatest of all time. And he said, I'm gonna knock this person out within 3 rounds, and he'd do it. He expected it. He expected to be the greatest of all time, so became the greatest of all time. That was one of the more powerful affirmations. He visualized himself winning, and he became it. You know, this is a physical manifestation of your thoughts becoming things. He knew how to work hard in the training ring to become the greatest. He expected to be the greatest, so he knew how to work the hardest. I mean, how powerful are our thoughts, guys? Now, you must know now how powerful they are. They become everything. What you're thinking about. And if we conquer the enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. Very, very powerful. It's one of the big ones for me. When I heard that, I was like, oh my god, that's brilliant. If we conquer the enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. Very, very powerful. We cannot consistently do what is inconsistent with our own self-image. Now the next one, guys, you know, the law of vibration and attraction. This is when we get into the real nitty-gritty of everything. You know, we're already getting in there, but law of vibration and attraction is a big one. And you're going to really start, you know, once you've gone over these chapters before here, you're going to really understand why we've gone into so much depth through all the last few chapters, and why I repeat all these ideas. It's a very, very powerful one. And yeah, let me know in the chat box how you're doing. Obviously this was a quick session, it was just me on here. I hope you guys really get involved with the ideas. Let me know how you found the chapter. Obviously it'd be a lot better with someone else in here. I get more engagement than someone else there, and I'm a bit run down, so I do apologise if I haven't been as on form as usual. But any questions or ideas you want to throw them out into the group. Really look forward to this next chapter. But this, you know, go over the previous chapters. You know, expecting abundance is a massive one. Really wanted to really go back over and make sure you do it. And for now, guys, you know, I'll let you go. Hope you've enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys next week.